Here we have a 1968 mini panel van, VTEC powered. Just give you a cold start here so we can see exhaust is cold. And we'll just walk around to the front of the car and you can see that the headers are ice cold. And now we'll go through a startup procedure where we have a master power switch right here. We turn it on. The steering wheel, you can see, is a flip steering wheel which goes up and down for easier access. Now we just turn on the ignition. Ignition is on. Make sure it's in neutral, and here's the start button. There you go. It's a Honda. It just fires right up. You've got a Honda Integra GSR drivetrain, 5-speed. It's got posi. Here you go, 8,000 RPM plus red line. It's got some aftermarket goodies. It's got headers. It's got aftermarket aluminum radiator, skunk 2 valve cover. You've got down when we get in here, skunk 2 oil filler cap. We have also a Pro Series intake manifold, and plumbed in we have a NOS system with a snow show right here. When you hit that, it shoots a NOS 20 feet into the air. And then of course we've got the NOS system under here for the car, which has never been used because it just up till now, don't want to scare myself, it isn't needed. And we of course have our little fun under here with our warning sign. This is obviously Honda powered, so reliability is without question. No oil leaks, no nothing. 5-speed tranny, shifts like butter, just like driving an Acura Integra as far as the clutch actuation and shifting. You've got here, VTEC is the experts in supplying these subframes. So this subframe is specifically meant for this VTEC motor, and it basically just bolts up instead of the original subframe, and it accepts and cradles the Honda engine. So this is completely engineered. You have no super torque steer, very minimal. You have equal length half shafts in this because of the Acura. We've got upgraded disc brakes on both sides, and coilover ride height adjustable shocks. Just a lot of goodies in there. We've got our tow hook. This is the fiberglass flip up, which is really nice, as you can see, for servicing this car. Everything is right there in front of you and available. Upgraded to LED headlights and carbon fiber mirrors. Now when we get to the inside, you can see here it has a complete high-end, one-off, bespoke interior with Sparco 6-point restraints, Recaro sport seats, custom-made doors with cup holders built in, so we have cup holders. We've got an emergency brake that's also could be used as a drift brake. Now we have a Hurst shifter, which has been custom fabricated for this car, and this has a built-in switch for NOS, which is right there. And here's the, I'll just show again how nice this is. You just take this, put it down. Here's all your controls for, here you have arming NOS, purging NOS. It's got a built-in fire suppression system built into the car in the engine compartment. And you can see here, it's also right here in the driver's compartment. Custom Alcantara suede dash. And I ordered in here custom Speed Hut gauges. These are made in the USA. It's got a GPS speedometer. It's got a reverse wind speedometer, I should say, so that it's like a Cobra, where this needle goes this way, that needle goes that way. So when you're looking through the steering wheel and you're really wrapping it up, you can really see how fast you're going and what RPM you're at. Now you've got your collection of gauges. can see the volts charging at 14. Gas gauge works. Water temperature hasn't come up yet because we cold started. You can see here we've got at idle 40 psi oil pressure, and of course the oil is still cold. This is again another powder-free, fairly expensive backup fire extinguisher that you can use without leaving residue. This is the VTEC controller. This is the ECU that's custom developed for this application. So the car does produce more than the 170 some horsepower that a stock Integra had. You've got you know, the add-on aftermarket parts to the engine. You've got a custom 2.5-inch exhaust system, no catalytics. So I'm guessing you're just north of 200 horsepower without NOS. With NOS, you can go from 50 to 100 horsepower shot. Again, I would express that that has not been used on this car because, frankly, it's scary just the way it is. Affectionately known as Sphincter shrinker, these are decals. So if you don't like that, then you could just peel them off and the car will have no wrinkles. You got the Mini Light 7-inch wide wheels, which look beautiful on this car and gives it a lot more grip. And out back we have a spare, and of course here's the infamous NOS system. We've got a 4-point roll bar actually built in that works. It's not just cosmetic, so you can go auto crossing and that. All reupholstered on the inside. Ceiling's been done, and we even have up here all around the periphery an LED light bar that just glows white at night and gives it a really cool look inside the car. Walking around to the other side, you can see here, if I look down the side of the car, it's a straight car, and there's more mini lights. And if we open up this side of the car, we can see here we have another amusing sign put in the car. Again, the custom built dash, custom everything. There is not another one like this on the planet. It's very well built, professionally installed engine and subframe at a mini shop specialist. And because of the Honda motor, it also has been rebuilt. So you have extreme reliability here, just like a Honda Acura, but in a mini panel van, which for trivia purposes is probably the rarest mini you can get. I believe there's even more mini with the windows in them than this configuration. I've never seen one of these in my life before we bought this one, and driving it is very relaxing. A good friend of mine, 6'3", and he fits in here, believe it or not, no problem. So there's no height issues with your head or with your legs. It is also very economical, you know, 30 plus miles per gallon, and any mechanic that knows Hondas or a Honda repair shop can look after this car. So there's nothing exotic as far as if there would be something you want to tweak or tune that couldn't be done in a local town or wherever there's a Honda repair shop or service station. So I think that kind of takes you through this. There's the hood thing, and the windows on these old minis, they are slide windows, so they slide back and forward, but they work really well. And the mini panel van is a longer wheelbase vehicle than the regular Mr. Bean Mini, and for this high power application, that is a godsend because you don't get porpoising. It tracks way better. There's less torque steer with the longer wheelbase. It's just a perfect setup for a 1,300 pound vehicle with 200 plus horsepower. It is just an absolute riot. There is nothing I've driven in the 80 cars I've owned that compares to this with putting a smile on your face and getting thumbs up wherever you go. And that's it.